Good morning. Let's do this again. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning and welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Churches in person and online worship. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we're so glad that you are with us. My name is Barbara Murray. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm serving as this morning's worship service associate. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and with care for the earth. A special welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. If you're attending for the first time, please go to our website and fill out the welcome card so we can know more about you. I'm going to share some announcements. And so the first one is we need Share the Plate nominations. It is our tradition to share 1/3 of each Sunday's offering to a nonprofit organization chosen by members of the congregation. Do you have a nonprofit organization that you would like to nominate for the next church year? If so, there is a link to submit your nomination in the e-blast. Paper forms are also available on the Social Justice Bulletin Board in the foyer. Nominations will be collected through Sunday, March 30th. The Social Justice Committee will evaluate the nominees and make recommendations to the board. For more information, see Jim Mason or Julie Harrison. The rally in support of trans student athletes in Cumberland this morning begins at Cumberland Town Common at 11 a.m. If you don't have plans after worship, hop in your car and join the masses in living our values of love and solidarity. Stations of the Earth conversation and brainstorm will be happening after worship service in rooms 7 and 9. This is a project to create 3 stations of the Earth on our A2U2 property for spiritual grounding, contemplation, and deepening our connection with the land. It has been slowly unfolding over the course of a year. Please join us to learn more and get involved. And you'll be joining Patricia Allen, myself, and Angie Dirks. And save the date, we have a spring yard sale on May 10th, 2025. Oh, good grief. It's Silly Quilly the seagull again, flying in from Ferry Beach. Silly. Silly, what now? What now? Oh, hi. Why are you interrupting us? And what are you doing with a kite, of all things? She says, it's nice to see you all here, but she'd rather see you on Ferry at the beach. But Silly, what's up with the kite? She says your Ferry Beach retreat is coming up the first weekend in May. It's a chance for you to all play with your A2U2 buddies and also with friends from the Auburn and Norway UU churches. Can't you feel the sand between your toes? She says it doesn't matter whether you are young, middle-aged, or old. But Silly, come on, why are you flying around with the kite of all things? Silly, have you been eating some stuff off the beach? She says at the Ferry Beach retreat, you can attend a TED Talk, frolic on the beach, make a hat, eat s'mores around a campfire, and you can even make a kite. So silly, why does your kite say rise up? Woo, 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 woo. She says that's the theme for the retreat this year. She says maybe folks want to rise up into the air and fly like her, or maybe they want to rise up and resist something.
Oh.
She says, come for the whole weekend or just for Saturday if you wish. But please come, and she promises not to steal your French fries. Promise? Or mess with your kite. Thank you, Silly Quilly. Now, we invite you all to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can be truly present to one another. I see you reaching for your pockets. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea in the kitchen window and stay for conversation in the sanctuary. Or head down to the end of the long hallway to join a group for brown bag brunch. Those on Zoom may stay and connect with one another, and I believe you'll be joining the Zoom coffee hour. And now, let us center our hearts and minds with the sound of the singing bowl.
Good morning. Tough act to follow. It's great to see you this morning. My name is Reverend Tara. I use they, them pronouns, and it is my delight to serve as the minister of this congregation, Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church, or A2U2 for short. This morning, we continue on our 3-week journey through the ancient Hebrew Psalms. A journey where we're putting the 3 categories of psalms, lament, thanksgiving, and praise, in conversation with what contemporary spiritual writer Anne Lamott calls the 3 great prayers. What's the first one? Help. Help. Today, thanks. And next week, wow. Last week, we dove into lament, help. And we reflected on the importance of naming and expressing our pain, doubt, grief, and even rage. We talked about how allowing ourselves to be with our pain instead of ignoring or repressing or hiding it can not only help us to survive these times we are in, but can actually deepen our connections with ourselves, with our loved ones, and with the spirit of life. Today we're exploring the Psalms of Thanksgiving, the prayer, thanks. We're thinking about how we can feel grateful even amidst life's complexities and heartbreaks, and how gratitude shapes our lives, perhaps even changing how we act and even who we are. After the time for all ages this morning, our children and youth will head down the long hallway with Emily, and they will have a session focused on the UU value of equity. And we here will journey on. Thank you. Thanks for choosing to show up this morning, for pausing your busy, ridiculously busy lives to deepen your connections with your community and with spirit. We are not complete without you. Come into this place where you are cherished just as you are. Come and be welcome. You are joyfully called to worship.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, Those joining on Zoom are invited to light a candle or a chalice near you to connect us more deeply with one another. We gather as people of faith. We gather as people of heartache. We gather as people of wonder and joy. We gather as people of love. We gather as people of beauty. We gather as people of abundance. We gather in thanksgiving.
We light a second candle this morning, a candle of community, holding in the light those members of our community gathering at the Greeley campus later this morning in solidarity with trans student athletes, where they will convey the message that love is louder than scarcity, fear, and hatred. Will you take a breath with me? Our opening hymn this morning is number 1008 in your teal hymnal or up on the screen, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Dale will play it through once so we know the tune, and then you are invited to rise in spirit or body as we sing together. I'll go first. Actually, you want to sit here? We're doing this together. Today, we have two wisdom tales to share with you. The first is a retelling of a story whose source is unknown, as is the case with these wisdom tales that get passed down along many, many years. And the second is a folk tale from the Sufi tradition. This one is called Men at Work. During the Middle Ages, a traveler once came upon a place in France where a great deal of building work was going on. He began talking with the stonecutters and asking them about their work. He approached the first worker and asked, "What are you doing?" The man, very disgruntled and obviously unhappy in his hard toil, replied, "I'm cutting these huge boulders with the simplest of tools and putting them together in the ways I've been told to do. I'm sweating in this heat and my back hurts. What's more, I'm totally bored, and I wish I didn't have to do this hard and meaningless job." Yikes. The traveler moved on quickly to interview the other worker. He asked the same question, "What are you doing?" The worker replied, "Well, I have a wife and children at home, so I come here every morning, and I work these boulders into regular shapes as I'm told to do. It gets repetitive sometimes, but it helps to feed my family, and that's all I want." Somewhat encouraged, the traveler went on to the third worker. "And what are you doing?" he asked. The third worker responded with shining eyes as he pointed up to the heavens. "I'm building a cathedral."
A Sufi writer once said of Jesus that sometimes people would make fun of him or curse him aloud, but that he would always answer back with prayers in their names. On one such occasion, his disciples asked him how he could not be angry and want to curse those people. They asked him how he could pray for those who had harmed him. Jesus answered them by saying he could only spend of what he had in his purse. Am I good?
In a few moments, some of us will be leaving to go to religious education. But first, I invite our lamplighter, Calvin, to join me. A lamplighter is entrusted to transfer the light of the sanctuary chalice over here, and then to the lamp, where they will go forth to RE spaces and light the chalice there. I invite those going to RE to follow the lamplighter as we carry the flame, expanding our sacred space.
Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? How shall we sing our song of gratitude now? For what shall we give thanks? For this moment, for friends near and far, for our breath, for love, for courage and clarity, for strength, for delight, for laughter, for beauty, for the tables around which we gather, for the food we enjoy with friends, seasoned with love and memory, for the sun and the moon and the stars in the sky, for the trees who have seen so much, and still stand proud, stretching themselves to the sky. For the bright voices of our children, for the wisdom of elders, for actions that bless the world, for hard work that makes a difference, for music and art and celebration, for generosity, for compassion, for endurance, for joy, for hope. Amen. I lift my eyes up to the hills. From where will my help come? My help comes from love abundant. My help comes from the hills. My help. It comes from ancient mothers whose hearts beat in mine. It comes from the trees that sway and the breeze that sways them. My help comes from all that was and is and ever will be. I lift my eyes, hushed by the soothing sound of waves caressing wounded shores, wounded souls. I lift my eyes to the horizon, bathed by the hum of mothers and mothers' mothers, cradling, gently rocking. I lift my voice, call of the sea, trees, sister moon, Mother Earth, my soul weeping a symphony of life, overflowing. I give myself. I too hum through every pore with every breath. I give myself an extension of all that is, was, and ever will be.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local nonprofit organization doing work to advance our shared values in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Oasis Free Clinics, a nonprofit, no-cost, primary care, medical practice, and dental clinic providing patient-centered care to uninsured adults in Midcoast, Maine. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed through the donate button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze, remembering to make note that your gift is for Share the Plate. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, please know that your presence is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received. The second reading for this morning is Psalm 23, For This Moment. May I remember in this tender moment that love is my guide, always shepherding me toward ways of openness and compassion. I have what I need, really, with love at my side, above me, below me, in front of me, and behind me, inside every cell of me, love infused everywhere. And just when the weight of the world I inhabit threatens to drop me in place and press my hope down into the ground beneath me, love invites me to rest for a gentle while and leads the center of my soul to the quiet, still, restoring waters nearby that somehow I had not noticed. And so love quietly sets me once again on its tender and demanding path. Even when the walls close around me and the cries of death echo through untold corners, gripping my heart with fear and sadness, I know that all will be well when love whispers. When love whispers near to me, glints at the corner of my eye, rests with gentle and persistent invitation upon my shoulders. Yes, love blesses me, even as the sources and symbols of my pain look on. Love blesses me from its infinite well, and I turn and notice that goodness and kindness and grace follow me everywhere I go. I live in a house of love, love that will not let me go. I live in a house of love, and I always will.
How shall we sing of our gratitude? How shall we sing our song of gratitude now? Not what shall we be grateful for, but how shall we sing of that gratitude? The second of Anne Lamott's three great prayers, thanks, or thank you. Or as Anne says when she's particularly relieved, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hear her words. How can you help saying thank you in moments when danger is averted? Even the atheists do it. Agnostics joke, the man upstairs must like me, as if it's the dean of admissions. I personally clutch my chest and cry, thanks, my God, thanks. Then I usually move to, I owe you big this time. I'll never ask for anything else. This time, I mean it. She continues, it is easy to thank God for life when things are going well. But life is much bigger than we give it credit for. And much of the time, it's harder than we would like. It's a package deal, though. We and life are spectacularly flawed and complex. Often we do not get our way, which I hate, hate, hate. Sometimes circumstances conspire to remind us, or even let us glimpse how thin the membrane is between here and there, between birth and the grave, between the human and the divine. In wonder at the occasional direct experience of this, we say thank you. Psalms of thanksgiving are scattered throughout the Psalter, the published and canonized book of 150 psalms. Songs of thanks are interspersed between cries of despair, pleas for help, joyous praise, sharp accountability. It's not like all the lament happens first and then the thanksgiving once it's over. In fact, elements of lament are themselves expressions of thanksgiving. So, of course, these categories I've drawn for you are porous, oversimplified for teaching, and ultimately as nuanced and complex as human emotion and faith are. Hebrew Bible scholar and author of one of our guides for the series, a book called Journey Through the Psalms, Denise Hopkins, describes that in the Psalms, expressions of thanksgiving take into account the hard times. They are not only expressed before things fall apart or after they come back together the way they were before, but all along that spectrum. She writes, rather, we come to a different place on the circle or the spiral of the life of faith. We live with gratitude while still carrying memories of those circumstances that caused us to lament. Perhaps memories as fresh as just moments ago. Gratitude is a feeling. Thanksgiving is our response. The behavior, the action, feeling humbled and blessed and allowing that to stir in you a desire to give back, to serve, to respond to the gift and beauty of life. In the poem that I read, Alicia Ford expresses her thanksgiving. She says, I lift my eyes. I lift my voice. I hum through every pore with every breath. I give myself over to life. I love a gratitude list as much as the next person, but I am convinced that thanksgiving is much more embodied, much fuller than that. Gratitude is the feeling. Thanksgiving is the prayer. To remember what we are grateful for is to build up that feeling inside our hearts, and we need that feeling badly. It can help to right-size the challenges we face, to counter a narrative of scarcity playing through our brains, bring us into balance, bring us back into that both and. But it's an inside job, gratitude. Thanksgiving, in the words of the psalm, calls me to lift mine eyes to the hills, to look outside myself, to bring that inward gaze out into the world, to God or spirit or the great whatever, to those around you, to the suffering, to that which needs care. As Anne writes, saying and meaning thanks leads to a crazy thought. What more can I give? We take that action first by giving, and then the insight follows that this fills us. When our hearts are hard with pain or stubbornness or judgment, and I know a thing or two about those, and when our hearts are full of gratitude, too, this gratitude can usher in our softening and our reaching out. Ushers in this kind of transformation. And perhaps that itself is grace, for which I am profoundly thankful. Because we are reflecting on the action aspect of thanksgiving, the expressing of gratitude from the depth of our heart, I want to invite you into a time of spiritual practice. Everyone here should have received a blank card and a pen. If you did not, please wave a hand and someone will help you out. It looks like Connie needs one. Yeah. Those on Zoom are invited to get up, to find stationery if you have it, to open a blank email, grab a piece of paper for journaling, or settle in for a few minutes of meditation. For the next 5 minutes or so, you are invited to write a message of thanksgiving, not a thank you card, not a thank you card for a thing, but an expression of appreciation, of abundance, of love that goes deeper than that. Words on paper that may be simple, but reflect a level of gratitude that has left you changed. It's okay if you don't finish, or if you spend your time thinking and don't even start. But please do send your note when our time is over. Lift thine eyes to the hills and watch our prayers touch the hearts of those who receive them. Our closing hymn this morning is number 126. In your gray hymnal, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, or up on the screen. Dale will play it through once, and then please rise in spirit or body as we join our voices as one. Come, thou fount of every blessing. Tune our ears to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing call for songs of loudest praise. May we be a people who give thanks this day and every day to come. Our worship has ended and our service begins. Go in peace.